Hi witches! So today we are going to dive right into our topic of the day and chat a little bit about the last quarter moon, which is happening officially tomorrow, but it kind of looks about halfway tonight. So if you've been following along, maybe turning your gaze to the night sky, you might notice that the moon has diminished from its fullness from last, and now it's kind of presenting this mirror image of the first quarter moon, which we talked about 2 weeks ago. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. We had that amazing, that powerful full pink moon in Libra, where we found some balance and some inspiration, hopefully, and now we are kind of solidly in the waning part of the lunar cycle. So what can we do to connect during this phase of the moon? So this phase of the moon, the waning half of the moon, I should say, in general, is really great. Now, during the waning phase of the lunar cycle, we as witches often turn inwardly. We do a lot more inner work. Everything is a little bit more internal versus expansive and external, like it was during the waxing phase, right? So this is a really good time to kind of check in with yourself, either emotionally, in your spiritual journey. If you had a specific intention that you set during the previous full, or if you had set an intention during the previous new moon, what you learned in the last 3 weeks or so, and things that you would change in order to be more successful in your working. So this can be mundane, it can be magical, whatever you're focusing on for this lunar cycle. So the third quarter moon really affords us a time of balance, similar to the way the first quarter moon did. Now, during the waxing phase, we were maybe adding some habits or tweaking some things in order to make things a little bit more efficient. During the waning phase in the third quarter moon, now is the time to start some of that release work. What trauma needs to go, be dealt with? This is often a time that witches do a lot more shadow work. It's all about dispelling negative energy and preparing for the newness of the next cycle that actually starts on April 30th with the new moon. This is a time where your focus could be on, correcting any mistakes you made in the past couple weeks, identifying any habits to change, and thinking about the things that you would like to either bring in for yourself during the new moon or perhaps get rid of for the next lunar cycle, right? I also find that this is the time where we kind of deal with the mundane matters of the world. Yes, we were in this period of great expansion and creativity and all this stuff, but now it's kind of time to, ground ourselves and come back to reality and really make those lasting mundane changes that need to happen in order for the next cycle of creativity and abundance and expansion to be as successful as possible. So we're kind of just coming back, we're returning back a little bit, kind of grounding ourselves and seeking that sense of balance. Making sure that we are living sustainably in order to benefit us, because that's the whole point. So as you are looking ahead to the lunar cycle, the last thing I want to touch on for today is, of course, celebrating your accomplishments. I feel like people kind of think the waning phase is kind of this low energy part of the moon cycle, and to an extent it definitely is in terms of expansion and all of that, but there's also room for celebration. And if you have done some amazing work, which I know you guys have, so don't kid yourselves there, acknowledge that you have accomplished so much, right? And I am so proud of you. So if you do anything for the third quarter moon, please take some time to be proud of yourself. Take some time to check in with yourself, maybe doing some of that shadow work. A lot of witches use, again, the waning phase to engage with that shadow work. So if you haven't, been working on it, you don't have to do shadow work in order to be a witch, but if that is a journey that you are on and you maybe have been avoiding it, maybe this is a good time to kind of return to that practice, maybe even if it's just journaling, but there's never any pressure to do a practice that does not suit you at that moment. So that is my little spiel. I know this was a shorter video. So to summarize, this is about the time that we should be doing some of our more internal work. We are finding that balance again, figuring out what does not suit our lives anymore, getting rid of it, cleansing ourselves, and really preparing for the next lunar month ahead, right? So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fabulous Friday and a great weekend, and I will see you guys next week.